All right, so as usual, I'm still pulling for Lucia. I think I have all the pulls I've done on her on this account. I'm kind of sticking just to 10 pulls, like probably near the end when her banner starts running out because we've got like a week left. I'll probably just do as much as I can, but while I can do 10 pulls, I'm going to be doing this, especially because I've been giving out a lot of polychrome lately. But as you see, I don't have enough for a 10 pull. I think that's, how much is that? I just did the math on the calculator right now. That's 8. So what I'm going to do to get the other two is pull them from here. Yeah, we'll do 2 of these. And then we'll do a 10 pull here. See, I think when it shows this here, it starts like showing you the letters. So does that mean I got it? I think I got it, right? Yeah, there it is. Let's find out. Let's see if I got her. And we'll just go one at a time. I still have a 50-50 because if you recall, I burned my full pity on Vivian. So I could either get Lucia or I could get someone else here. Let's see. So there's a Piper, which is good because that gives me 20 points back. I just want one Monado because after Lucia, I'm probably not going to summon on this anymore. Ah, and Monato's like 5. So either way, and I got Lycone, of course. So looks like I'm going to keep summoning on this. Like I said, so that gives me plenty of chances to get more Monados. Let's see. Confirm. Let's go look at the shop. If I have enough, I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to pull for this, just because having one of the main reasons. So one of the main, I guess let's go look at Lycone. Who would I have preferred? I think I would have preferred. I think Lycone is probably the best one. I've been enjoying Kaleda a lot lately, so I might have preferred Kaleda. But yeah, at least I didn't get one of the ones I didn't want, because one of the ones I don't want is obviously Nekomata, which I've been lucky because the people have like at this point in their like ZZZ career, if you want to call it that, people have like +5 or M5 Kaleda or Nekomata. So I'm glad I haven't even gotten one because there's really nothing I have that I can use her for. Like everyone else, I can use them. Like Kaleda, obviously, I've been enjoying using her. Rena, I've been kind of enjoying using her, but she hasn't like it's hard to fit her somewhere just because of evasive assist is so trash lately. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just a skill issue, but evasive assist, especially with what's that? The miasma barrier. Evasive assist isn't useless, especially because when you can evasive assist, at that moment you can't exactly hit the defensive assist, right? So it's not that like, oh, we're missing out on defensive assists because you can still defense assist. It's just the UI throws out yellow flashes when you try. And one of you guys told me in the comments was sometimes if you have an evasive assist character on your team and they throw out a yellow flash, that doesn't mean you can block it with another unit. It just means that this unit lets you evasive assist in, which I think is annoying, especially like my playstyle. But anyway, the evasive assist wastes one of your little assist points down in your little wheel down here, and it doesn't reduce the barrier, so it just kind of wastes time. Everything in the barrier phase needs to help reduce that barrier as much as possible, as soon as possible. That's a 15% HP bar removal. There's even some. I think the new like Jester, whatever his name is, I think it's a Jester. I don't know. The new one that's Electric Weak. You can kill that thing. I think even before it gets into the barrier phase. I think it's like if you keep stunning it with electricity or whatever. Anyway, point being that Rena is decent. She just has a hard place. Like for me personally, I have a hard time using her. She's really annoying to use. That's even with her M1, by the way, which I do have. Um, yeah, making it so you don't have to swap in as much, but she's still annoying. I like Grace. I'm working on leveling her up right now. My priority is Manado. But again, Lycone isn't too bad. I eventually plan to use Lycone in an Ellen Joe team. So, what does this first Mindscape give him? This is not too bad. Then we go down here. He gets 5 energy whenever he does a chain attack, which isn't terrible, but it's also not very good. At least all of like Cone's Mindscapes are decent because like these aren't great, but they're still all right because they give him more days on his abilities. He gets a shield. Okay. They get 10 increased damage from Lycone, 50 up to a maximum of 50%. Which is like, who cares? Because Lycone isn't here to do damage anyway. Though he does take a lot of time on the field, especially not in all his teams, but like if you're using him on what's his name? Vlad. Is his name Vlad? Yeah, the ice sickle guy, whatever. He takes up a decent amount of field time because he's just supposed to come in and totalize. Anyway, so that's that. Like I said, I'm very like one of the reasons with what's her name? Her. I really think that getting her final Mindscape is really gonna boost her up quite a bit. I think enough to the point where it's like her with Pulchra and Lucia is gonna be a pretty gnarly team because Lucia gives all kinds of buffs. And Pulchra, once you get her to Mindscape 6, just gives out a flat 30% damage buff to everybody. Let's see. So you can see here, it makes her it increases her damage by 15%, which is, you know, whatever. She doesn't really do a lot of damage. But secondly, it also gives her 2 more for little aftershock, you know, off-field attacks, which is good because it makes her stun potential even better. But lastly, Business Partner's Binding Trap applies to all damage types, not just aftershock damage. If you want to know what that is, we can come over here. Where is it? Right here. Business Partner. After applying Binding Trap, which I think is some kind of debuff or whatever, whenever she hits him with her off-field aftershock attacks, all units aftershock damage against the target is increased by 30%. That makes this a universal buff. So I guess my question to myself is, because this will make her useful on most teams. Like I can run her with, you can even run her with like Jane. I'm sure you could do some kind of anomaly. You know, it'd be kind of fun to do some kind of like Jane, running her on Freedom Blues. So off field, she applies that. Actually, she might not. She might have to do whatever. Anyway, point being, having her kind of Freedom Blues reduce the elemental res and then just have her do her thing while Pulchra hits everybody for a 30% damage buff. Who else? Obviously, she'd use it pretty well. He'd use it pretty well.
I guess this outfit ain't too bad.
Who else?
The blue bandages
Yeah, it's like I said, it's just the buff is really good, and it's almost, let's see, it's almost worth sacrificing the 7 or whatever pulls. Do I have any? No, go back. Where am I at? 87. So I'm 87 pulls away from Lucia, which that kind of sucks. But you know, whatever it is, you win some, you lose some. It's almost, so to get one of these is 140, which is 7 pulls. So it's almost worth dropping the 7 pulls to get the Pulchra. Because obviously, I don't think Pulchra is going to make, obviously, Pulchra's a 4-star. She's not going to be as good as a 5-star in terms of like Lucia. But I think that 30% damage buff is hard to... Anyway, I'll think about it. If anybody in the comments knows or has M6 Pulchra, you guys can let me know. If you've seen other videos, let me know how big of a difference that makes. Because in my mind, I feel like I'm overvaluing that 30% damage buff. But you guys can let me know how realistic, you know, is it really worth it? Should I just save those pulls for Lucia? Because out of all of these 4-stars, that's really the only Mindscape I care about, other than maybe Manatos. But I'm on the verge of getting Manatos, and I already got Nicole's 15% crit chance. I don't even think you can get Minato out of this. No, you can't yet. You have to wait for him to get a rotation or whatever. Anyway, the point being that out of all of them, this is the only one I want. In this game, for me at least, I don't know about you guys, but for me at least, storing this currency isn't as useful because you can't get 5-star dupes. When you're playing Wuthering Waves, those dupes in Wuthering Waves are better because you can get 5-stars, not just standard banner 5-stars. This would be a little better if you could get standard banner 5-stars. But the most important thing is the limited 5 stars. So you can just save all these. I think they're called corals, limited corals or something in Wuthering Waves. So you can just keep pulling, get the character you want, maybe pull a second Mindscape, and then you'll have enough corals to get like a third Mindscape, or I guess get the first Mindscape, and then the corals get you a second Mindscape. Um, I'm trying to remember if that's how I got, because I'm pretty sure I got all 3 copies of Shorekeeper just straight up, Shorekeeper pulls, not even using that coral. Because I remember spending a lot of that coral to get Chang Li's Mindscape, because I pulled 2 copies in 110 pull. So I had her first Mindscape, and her first Mindscape is trash, but her second Mindscape gives her like 25% crit chance, and I was like, well, I don't want to give that up, so I just gave it up. Unfortunately, though, I should have just left her at Mindscape 1. I keep calling her Mindscape. I think they're called Resonance, whatever. Anyway, I'll just keep calling them Mindscapes, or I just call them dupes, is what I usually call them. Anyway, the point being, I should have just left it at that and saved that core for another unit, because Chang Li didn't really need that. There's other units that kind of use it or need it more. Like right now, like I'm kind of kicking myself because I could have used that to get 1 or 2 extra Mindscapes for Cardathea, who kind of needs it. The way I play her, like she doesn't need it if you have Chikona or other units that apply the wind debuff or whatever. But because I use her with Carlotta, there's no other support to help her with her little her wind debuffs. So if you get that, it'll make her more of a standalone unit. So that's kind of where she needs it a little bit. But I'm still debating because I might actually just swap over and start getting more Mindscapes or dupes for Augusta, because her Mindscapes are really stupid. Like her first 2 Mindscapes are like some of the most broken Mindscapes in the game. But anyway, I'm kind of talking long now here, but yeah, I guess like I said, we'll just keep summoning. Hopefully we'll get Lucia. I'll try to hold off on not getting this Pulchre Mindscape. If anybody has any thoughts on whether I should send it or not, feel free to let me know. I haven't seen much on discussion for Pulchre under 6 Mindscape. Like I said, to me, it just looks fantastic, almost too good to be true. But the fact that people aren't talking about it makes me a little worried that maybe it's not that good, So, anyway, that's that. I think the other thing is I'm kind of more eager to pull on Lucia, because the next few, like I don't want Idri, I don't care. Who else is coming after that? Like I think there was like some K-pop or something, some new faction associated with Stars of Lyra, specifically Astra. I think they're supposed to be like VTubers or something kind of like that. I don't care about those units either. That new fire guy, that's basically just a 5-star Minato, a rupture 5-star unit, fire. I don't care about that guy either. So there's just not a whole lot coming forward. Oh no, I'm lagging. There's not a whole lot that's coming in the future that I'm like super enthusiastic about. So anyway, yeah, if any of you guys, I think I'm disconnecting here, so I guess it's a good time to end the video. But yeah, like I said, keep that in mind. Let me know what you guys think. See you guys next time.